Here's what I've noticed over the last few years. There's been this convergence of marketing in sales. What do I mean? Well, marketing has traditionally been in their own little silo. I used to spend the early part of my career in marketing. I was a writer, a creative director. I did public relations for some really big companies. So I understand marketing. And we kind of sat in our silo, writing ads, press releases, sales. Those were the people that made phone calls, got in their car. And they were usually pretty separate. Marketing generated the leads, sales closed the deal. In today's world, I'm seeing, and you probably are as well, a convergence between those two. Or for a lot of people, it's the confusion between those two. Marketing is going out to many, and I call it marketing suspects. I hear from a lot of salespeople, Sam, just give me a bunch of leads. Just give me a lead list. That's all I need. Well, those are suspects. What's a suspect? A suspect is somebody who could be doing business with you, usually based on a demographic profile. They have a certain amount of money. They live in a certain geographic area. Maybe for some of you, you focus on dentists or doctors or teachers or executives, whatever it might be. But a suspect is somebody who could be doing business with you that aren't today. In your sales pipeline, it's probably realistic to say we ought to have 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 suspects that we need to be communicating with on a regular basis, whether that's via email newsletters or webinars or social media posts. Those are suspects. Selling is about prospects. These are my definitions. You might have different ones. That's just fine. In my world, a prospect is somebody who we know ought to be doing business with us today. It's not thousands. We ought to have maybe 50, 100, 200 high quality, legitimate prospects in our pipeline at any given point in time. A prospect is somebody where we know, based on something in their world, they ought to be working with us today. They just changed jobs. They just retired. Maybe you're working with a big company and they just received funding. That's a prospect. Now, a marketing suspect, that might be somebody when we're doing email marketing, and I keep wanting to use that phrase, marketing, because so many salespeople think that this is selling. It's not. Sending a personalized email via an email program like MailChimp. Yeah, you personalize it because you put their name, Joe, comma. That's still marketing. That's suspects. A prospect, however, is going to be a person who we reach out to. We're not putting them in MailChimp. They might be in our MailChimp. They may still receive our email newsletter. But these are phone calls, highly customized emails, highly personalized, where we're talking about something we know they care about. As those converge, as those come together, that is where we get relevant intel. Relevant, keyword, relevant, what's important to the other person? Intel, where we can bridge the gap between suspects and prospects.